Welcome to the Ahern video podcast. This is the last of the due diligence process. We've talked over the last 3 weeks of how to go through the process, what to do, how to control your advisors, expect the unexpected, never lose your cool, make sure that the buyer's properly qualified, recognize that a letter of intent is a non-binding contract, and recognize that the buyer can pull out at any time. I also discussed the 9 out of 10 times it's going to be an asset sale. That's just the way it is. And even in a stock sale, your liabilities don't go away. But today I want to talk about making sure that you cross the finish line. In many instances, strategic buyers want the client to, the seller to stay on and be part of the management team going forward. And normally in those cases, there's an employment agreement. But 9 out of 10 times what happens is the purchase agreement is agreed to, then the employment agreement comes in, and there's always a clause that says that they can terminate at will. And of course, when you say, what do you mean you can terminate at will? It means that if you don't perform, if you don't hit your goals and objectives, they can terminate you. That's in any employment contract. Because here's what a buyer doesn't want to do. You're cashing in, you're getting a lot of chips. And all of a sudden, you decide, well, I'm just going to sit back and collect my coupons and I don't have to do anything. 9 out of 10 times, if you're going to be part of that management team, they're going to take a certain portion of that purchase price and they're going to structure it over time to make sure that, 1, the drivers don't leave, 2, the customers don't leave, the key employees don't leave. That's going to be your responsibility. Also, during the contract, there will be provisions that if you hit certain target goals sometime in the future after the final payout's been made, there's incentives to continue to be part of the organization going forward. So when you get the purchase agreement, you also need to get the employment agreement, because you really want to get all those issues out of the way. If you agree to the purchase agreement but you don't agree to the employment agreement, and you've run up all these legal expenses of all these accounting expenses, you're not going to cross the finish line. Crossing the finish line is the primary goal. Why do people want to sell today? There's a variety of reasons, but the number one priority reason is they want to secure their net worth. For most of us that own our own business, our retirement plan is our business. And you have to keep your eye on that. Now, what's going to happen when you're getting close to the finish line? You're going to start second-guessing yourself. You're going to start saying, oh God, boy, did I make a mistake. I can't work for anybody. I can't do this. I can't do that. Maybe I better change my mind. It's natural. If you've owned a business for a long time, a major portion of your life is now going away. But you have to look at the next phase of your life is starting. None of us like to face the aging process. None of us like to think that we control our own destiny, but we don't control our own destiny. IRS controls our destiny, our wives control our destiny, our children control our destiny, our employees control our destiny. So the difference is, what you're doing is, all of those pressures now are being taken off your shoulders by a third party. You have to do what you're good at. People always ask me, how do we continue to grow in Phoenix, Arizona when you do business all over the United States, Canada, a little bit overseas? It's very simple. I focus on good people. There's certain things that I don't do good, and I admit it. And so that's what you have to consider when you're going through the process. Yes, it's going to be emotional. Yes, you're going to second guess yourself at the end. 9 out of 10 times I'll get a call at the end, and this is exactly what's going to happen, and the seller gets a little concerned, and then we talk about it and he thinks about it, and then everything's okay. So remember, stay focused, stay consistent, stay persistent, and make sure that you cross the finish line. Until next time, thank you for attending the podcast.